Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here to talk about episode 14 and 15 of Love Island UK Season 11. And with me to do it is Mika. How are you today, Mika? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm good. Back at it again.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Was this week 3?
Is it? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Jesus.
We're like almost halfway through.
Yeah. Almost time for a Casa Amor, even though they
It's
tried
this
to get
week. We
me.
were saying it would be this week, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like it should be this Friday. Like this week, it should be Casa More.
So are they taking? It's not an even number of men and women right now. So right, somebody's gonna get dumped.
There'll probably be a dumping on like Wednesday.
And then
okay, just like without thinking about anything, who do you want to be dumped right now?
Jess.
Oh, I was gonna say Sam.
I mean, not a bad alternative, but Jess.
I'm gonna give a quick reason as to why Jess. I get it and I agree, but why?
She drags down the show. She's not a nice person. I don't care about her finding love. She was using Sean. I'm glad he finally figured it out, and I don't care who she gets with.
Do you know what I do? I would care more for Sam to get with somebody than I would for Jess. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I would, but close second. Mm-hmm. You are correct.
The difference is I would care more to see Sam find somebody else.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, we might as well get right to it. So for episode 14, Will and Sam are having a conversation. And what's your typical type? Usually blonde. I'm bored.
I'm bored.
I mean,
it's blonde is not a person. Oh,
right. No, it's not. And is it just because it's rare or because it's so like striking? Like what is it about the blondness that it allows people to be so enamored?
I don't know. I wish I knew, because then I could maybe get with it. Like, oh, I get it. I understand. Like, I understand big boobs. I understand fat ass. I don't understand the blonde.
Okay. It just came to me. Could it be like how deep down, like some men like their partners to be very young looking, and that maybe blonde appears to be more youthful? Because like you see like children when they're really young, they're blonde, and so could it be like the attaining a youthful energy? And like brunettes, as you know, like a lot of like blondish children, when they get older their hair gets darker, of course. Mm-hmm. Could it be that infantile type, like, you know what I mean? You know, they're always looking for like barely 18 and blah, like, because they're so, you know.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I guess like if I was attracted to blonde hair, I would get it.
I'm so not attracted to blondes, so that's correct. Funny. Yeah. Like out of all the hair colors, I think that's my least appealing color.
Yeah. I saw this woman and she decided to go full gray, and like she was like half gray, half black, and it like she looked so much older, and then she just let the gray grow out, and then she eventually like just cut it up, and she looked so much lighter and freer. So maybe it's the lighter hair, but I don't personally care for it. I've seen people with like brown hair with the nice little golden highlights, and or even like hazelnut streaks in their hair. Like I'd rather that than blonde.
I agree. Hi, Rachel. Rachel is here and thinking that the season has plummeted quickly, in my opinion. I don't think it's plummeted. I think this was episode 15 I thought was a pretty good episode. Like I thought like things were moving, and like I'm curious as to what's going to happen next episode. So I feel like I'm still pretty engaged. Have you dropped off, or are you still engaged?
I'm engaged. I do understand. I feel kind of like, and I think I said this last week, it's predictable. We could write the show right now. We could
Okay,
write.
so what's gonna be happening then?
So that's what I'm saying. All these people are gonna couple up. Somebody's gonna be dumped. I'm not sure who. Right now, it does kind of feel like it could be Sam or Jess, because I think any of the boys would actually save Harriet over both of them.
100%, million
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sam would just let Jess be dumped. Whoa. That'd be wild. Hi, Taj. Sophie is here. Oh, calling us the beautiful duo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so we'll just ask her about her situation with Joey. And she's like, totally open. Totally open. And I'm like, you're not totally open. I think that what is frustrating me the most about Sam is that she's not being honest with how she actually feels. And then she's expecting Joey to. Okay, we know Joey's playing a game, but like she's expecting Joey to know exactly what she's thinking. And like, so she's punishing him for things that he actually hasn't done. And it's annoying because it's like, at least be punishing him when he does do something. But the fact that she's like giving him the cold shoulder and saying, I'm totally open, and she's not totally open, and that there's not much going on with her and Joey. Like, well, you guys have been in a couple for a couple of weeks, and that you are very upset and very territorial over Joey. So why are you pretending that you're so easygoing and free about it? She's just trying to play it cool, and it's not cool in my opinion.
No, I think I mean, and in 15 they do say, oh, she handled it well, but I don't think she's been handling it well since before Grace even came in. Right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
She was pre-doing this before it even happened. Now, if she was like totally blindsided and wasn't doing all of this prior to this, I think people would more feel bad for her on the outside. I don't think on the inside they all are just like team her. But I think on the outside, because we have been privy to her conversations with Joey, it also doesn't feel like she was with Joey for Joey. She was with Joey because he was Joey Essex. I feel bad for her, but also I don't feel bad for her.
I don't feel bad for her at all because it was a fake relationship, right? Yeah. Like if she's saying that like, oh, we were together for 2 weeks and we never touched or cuddled or anything like that, then you weren't really building a relationship. Yeah. And you weren't communicating that with him, that, you know, hey, I just feel like if we're going to be in a couple, like I want to feel closer to you, or, you know, I want to feel like we're working towards a relationship if possible. And even maybe then say, like, I feel like I'm a placeholder right now until there's someone that you're more attracted to. And I want to feel like I'm somebody that you want to pursue. Like she's going to have to say stuff like that to him if she feels that she could have this leg to stand on and be like, oh, you know, I'm totally open, but then he mugged me off and then I feel like an idiot and all this stuff. And it's like, well, he doesn't really know how you feel.
Yeah. I mean, could he have cut this off a week ago and coupled up with someone else just for friendship or what, or, you know, sure. But she also hasn't been saying, she's been pretending like they're like the strongest couple ever.
Exactly. Exactly. Hi, Miss T. Hi, V. So V says if Samantha had genuine feelings for Joey, then I would feel bad. Joey is still slimy, though.
Period. That's like, I think that's the answer.
It's like if you're going to play with, what is it? If you're going to play in the mud, expect to get dirty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you're going to play with Joey, expect to get dirty. She was worried that, like, oh, there's another girl that's going to come into the villa. It's like, no, you should have been worried that he was going to be who you've seen him to be on TV. Like what makes you think that he's going to be turning over a new leaf with you, you know?
It's kind of like the Harry Dowsey situation.
Oh, that next episode of The Perfect Match, I'm just like, I mean, he's doing it on purpose, but he's ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's like, and somebody pointed it out, well, you took him from Elise, A. B, he's Harry Dowsey.
Everybody told you about him.
Everybody told you about him. He's Harry Jazzy. You should know what you were getting into. You knew you were getting into the mud. You knew that it was going to be dirty. So you can't be upset when you come out 50. Like, you just can't.
It's very, very true. If I went in there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and get and link up with Joey Essex, and I'm gonna see if I can handle, if I can play this game, if I could be in the villa with Joey Essex as my partner. If I got, I'd just be like, okay, I tried. Okay, like he got, like I'm stupid. I did it. I fell for it. I tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd have to take it on the chin like that because you knew what you're getting yourself into.
Period. Yep.
Ronnie thinks that Tiffany's a bit of him.
Of course. Who ain't a bit of Ronnie?
Now, not gonna lie though, she is a Taurus sun.
Oh yes, yeah. I think Astrology Island says they're a way better match.
It's because it looks like their moon, which is their emotional center, is compatible more so than his with Jess or Harriet.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Jess and Harriet are very similar, right? Like compared
I believe
to,
so.
Because Tiffany's a Taurus as well, right?
Yeah, but all of his matches are Tauruses. So I do think it's interesting that he the people that he's most compatible with, sun size wise, is the people that he's gravitating towards. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Everybody always says that Cancer and Taurus, but I've like I said, I've never met a Cancer man like that. I would be,
maybe coy. No, not coy anymore. I'm still only watching up to episode 3. I'm gonna hopefully catch up today. It was Taste of Little Italy here in Toronto, which is the street that my friend's restaurant on is closed down, and it's just mayhem. And so I've been dealing with that, and I have just been not sleeping enough and like working a lot. So I haven't caught up yet, but it's happening tonight and tomorrow. But anyways, let me see what she had said. It's Astrology Island, right? Oh, there she is. Okay, so yeah, Tiffany is a Sagittarius or Capricorn moon, but she thinks it's Sagittarius is more likely. And then where is Jessica? Oh, does she not have like a special thing?
Did she not?
I thought so. I should make friends with her. I should do oh, here it is. Like a astrology thing together or something like that. That could be kind of fun. On a larger scale,
Yeah.
Okay, so Ronnie has a Leo moon, so it's a fire moon. And then Jessica has a Capricorn moon, which I also have. And Harriet has a Taurus moon, so it's another earthly moon. So earth and fire don't exactly go super well together. Got it.
Yeah.
So like I get that why he's into all these women, but it's funny that she makes more sense compatibility wise. So I feel like, well, he says in episode 15 that he would couple up with her. What a jerk though. And I just like, I can't get over her veneers. I know a lot of people have been talking about them, but it's like it's actually shocking that she's paid for these.
I think it's between the veneers and the the Botoxy lips. It's just not it's an off-putting conversation. Off-putting combination.
Yeah.
It just is so stark.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Like if it was her natural teeth and like she had like maybe like one little buckish tooth or like a gap or something like that, like I would think she'd probably be more hot if she had natural teeth, but because the veneers are just so big, it's just off-putting. I agree. But yeah, I don't know. She's a pretty girl, but I feel like her veneers are too intense for me. Will pulls Jess now for a chat, and she tells him that she's missing the sexual attraction with Sean. And I'm like, that's really rude to be telling that to somebody else before she told Sean that.
Like, just she was literally stringing Sean along.
Of
Oh,
course.
I'm not gonna not get to know him. You're not getting to know him, girl. You're not getting to know him.
Yeah. No, not at all. But she needs a man. And he says, I'm a man. And she said she'd rip his clothes off. So now she's leading with sexuality.
We need t-shirts. We still need t-shirts.
Okay, I found a show though on Peacock that you might like. It's called Love Undercover.
I saw it. I didn't watch it yet because I was watching The Traders New Zealand.
I've already seen that.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it yet, so I've been watching that and then Love Island. So I didn't have.
I was watching Love Island USA,
Mhm.
and then I left the house, but I didn't realize it was just still playing whatever was on. And when I came home, it just started episode 1 of Love Undercover, and I was like, "What is this?"
Mhm.
And I've been watching it, and that's also why I've been not sleeping much, because I went to sleep at 7:30 this morning because like I needed to watch like 4 episodes. So I'm on episode 6 now. I'm almost gonna be done, but it's good.
All right,
It's
I'll
really
have to
good.
check it out after this then.
Well, what I really like about it is that like it is a dating show, and like we are seeing connections. I do think the guys might be a little bit like, but it's a fun watch. And I want you to tell me if you think that. So there's a girl on the show called, her name is Ariana, and her last name is Welch, and she kind of is like light skin or mixed looking, and I'm wondering if she's related to Asia, like our Asia.
Asia Welch. Oh,
Yeah. I might message her and ask her. I'm like,
yeah.
is that your relative?
So,
They're
yeah.
not following each other on social media, but like maybe they removed that when they're both on shows or something. Like, I don't know. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
Anyways, watch that show, guys. And if you want us to talk about it, we definitely can do that after Tamika catches up there. So Samantha is starting to get wound up watching Joey in the villa. I'm just like seeing her watch him. I just roll my eyes because I'm like,
it's so stalkerish. It's just stalkerish, girl.
Well, it's just like, all these so much about him. And this, okay, do you know what it is? Actually, I've just figured it out, I think. So remember when we were like Claire's season of The Bachelorette? And she got the list of all the people's names in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And she fixated on who she thought that, I don't remember his name is right now, Dale is.
Mm-hmm.
And then she immediately latches onto him, forces him into being in deeper of a relationship than or engagement, I guess, like getting into this super deep relationship without really building anything with him. She just was working on an idea of him, and then it didn't work out. And she had all these expectations of how he's supposed to be and how he's supposed to act, and that was never him. But it was because she painted her own idea of who she thought he was, and he never was that. So I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that he wasn't that, or if it was just that the relationship went too quickly, because he's been with his girlfriend now for a very, very long time, and he adores her, and they're. I mean, they might be a lot more compatible. Well, I don't know.
What I'm saying though, that like he wasn't who she thought he was, is in the sense that she built him up to be like, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and she wasn't seeing him for who he was and the actual building of an actual relationship. She manufactured a relationship that wasn't where they were. Right. And so I'm thinking that Samantha is doing this exact same thing. Yes. She knew all this about Joey Essex, right? She didn't know that he was going to come into the villa, but she's known about him. She has an idea of who he is, maybe an idea of how they would be in a relationship, maybe had an idea of how he would treat her when they meet, and now they're in a couple in the relationship, and not actually seeing who he actually is, even with her in the villa. And I think she just created an idea of him that he's not living up to, but he has no idea. And it's kind of because she knew who he was before he got in the villa.
Right. But this is also why you don't fixate on how somebody portrays themselves on TV, versus who they are in real life. Even reality TV, there's some edits. There's just people want to put themselves in a certain way, either villainous or not villainous, or however, you know what I mean. You Who was it? Somebody said never meet your hero.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, like you get let down. Like remember oh god, what is it, Georgina? Oh god, I forget her name. And oh god, what is
From
his
where?
Hugo, Georgia and Hugo, I think it's Georgia, from
Oh,
back in
season
season
8, I
8.
think.
Yes. And no, 7, it was 7, right? Because that was Kaz's season. I think he was on
Yeah,
Kaz's season. Yes.
correct.
And so she was watching him on outside on Love Island, thinking he was this certain type of guy, and she came in for him. And I think the producers really thought that he was going to be like, it was going to be like, perfection. And I think she thought that as well. And he treated her like crap because he really wasn't there to find love. He was there to get on TV.
So Taj says I should try Couple to Thruple. They watched it. It was great. It's like Love Island, but more queer, more mature, more risque. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I like Couple to Thruple personally. I mean, I have a lot of TV to watch, but if I need something to watch, maybe I'll binge it. Have you
Mm-hmm.
watched it?
I have not watched it. I've heard it's good. I've also heard like it was just drama. Um, I don't have a problem with it actually being queer, and like I said, I think that sometimes watching the shows that we watch, we miss those parts of it because they basically like you have to couple up, opposite gender. But I just the motivations for going on that show is not like I can understand. I absolutely have watched shows with people in those lifestyles, and I've seen it work and I've seen it do very well. I don't know about this show. And
Yeah,
watching these journeys, I as far as I've gotten from it, it wasn't necessarily them trying to actually find partners.
right. It's a little bit sensationalized. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it, but I'm a little bit of a traditionalist, monogamous girly, and so as much as it would be really like whoa, 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 like I might be too prude in the sense that I'm like stop, like which everybody can do
Mm-hmm.
whatever they want. I have some friends that are in these polyamorous relationships and stuff like that. It's just not for me. And so yeah, I might try it. We'll see if I get a lag in my watching schedule, but it might be too risque for me to like not be like frustrated that they're not really looking for love, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tiffany and Joey are talking in the kitchen with a tea, and Ronnie and Harriet are nearby. And Ronnie's saying that was the best game that he's played. Why was it so good? What, beer pong dare?
It was just, but it was like also their reactions. The guys.
See?
That's what
I
I'm
don't,
saying.
it might be too much
That's
drama.
what I heard. That's pretty much what I heard. Like it was drama, which fair. Like I think we said this the other day. If sometimes if you're going into a show to watch drama, then that that's what the show is. But also, don't be upset if that's not what I want to watch. Right? Like I want to watch romance. Like right now with this season of Love Island UK,
There's no love.
there's no romance, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, I like seeing people connecting for what I think is for real,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, that's why I watch these love shows. It's like, to have an escapism and to see true love and real love happening in front of our eyes. And so yes, the drama is great, but I need it to be balanced with love. And so I think Tamika does as well. But if I decide I want to have some drama, yes, I'll watch. And so when he says that this is the best game that I've played, Miss Tiffany follows it up with, "'Cause he kissed me." And I was like, okay, flirty and cute, but kind of rude in front of Harriet, I would have to say, since Harriet was like actually just laying there beside him. And she he kind of agreed with it and laughed or whatever, laughed it off. And Harriet kind of got pissed off and gets up and walks off. And he's like, "Why you like this, Ronnie?" And storms over to Uma and Will. Now, do you think that she has a leg to stand on since she knows who she's gotten to bed with?
Yes. Again, stolen from someone else.
Well, not actually stolen. She was given.
Okay.
Because like she was still waiting to see if he was going to choose her, right?
True, but he was with somebody else that you knew he had that he portrayed that he had a strong connection with.
So Joey goes and tells Grace that he thinks that he only has a friendship with Sam and that they only get they get on, but it's only a friendship thing. Now you can see that he's actually interested in Grace more than Samantha because he's just completely seemingly honest with her, saying that we got like he's communicating how he's feeling with her kind of immediately.
Like
without her asking.
I really like Samantha, but I'm not going to choose her over you. And like he's like explaining, oh, and I'm sorry that like we couldn't continue. It was really just the distance, and it like he really was like trying to explain why things did not work out for them. And it's like, oh, so you actually really liked her.
Mm-hmm.
Or were you guys actually still a couple and y'all are faking this for TV?
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
I
mean, his family on After Sun said they didn't know about her, so
I feel like he probably was being Joey Essex and ghosted her, and then realized on Love Island that like, oh, she was actually a good catch. You know,
like I'd rather be coupled up with her. But see, that's why I was saying I was wondering, do you take him on the overnight date if you've already been there? Unless it was that good, but then she did remember, like I was saying that Friday, then Sunday, somebody, I think it was Sunday, or they asked her how was it, and she was like, oh, it was really good.
Yeah, it's this episode, yeah.
So yeah.
So they're all getting ready for bed, and right here is where I don't know who asked, but have you slept with Joey? She's like,
I think it was Tiffany.
Yeah, it was Tiffany. And she said, was it good? She said,
yes. So when she said that, I was like, oh yeah, she's taking Joe.
Well, yeah, I know. We our scenario would have been better, but
that's what I'm saying. Our scenario would have been better, unpredictable. We could write it.
Well, we did. Okay, we'll get to this other what we said a little bit later. So Samantha is pulling a little bit of a tantrum, is sleeping on the day bed, and Joey comes out to see her, and she's like, "I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered."
Yeah, it's like she just took herself out of the situation pre anything happening, which is also a turnoff.
She is a major ick. Sorry, Samantha, you're beautiful, but you are a major ick with how you played this whole situation. Like, I get it that it's hurtful, but I think it's because you didn't actually have a connection with Joey. You only want to be in a couple with Joey Essex, and the fact that you lost the game.
Yeah.
Or like you thought you're going to lose the game, so now you're going to throw a tantrum about it. Yeah. To see if you can pressure him into like staying with you.
Yeah.
It's very, very unappealing. But she's not bothered. She wants Joey to rekindle things with Grace. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, nothing's happening between them yet. Like, we know that he's more interested in Grace, absolutely. But she doesn't need to act this way yet. Like,
not yet. But she's been acting this way before there was even a Grace.
That's true. She was already worried about Grace coming in before Grace came in.
It's like she wrote it for the producers. Send in Grace now.
Send in somebody, because like I gotta pretend like I'm not bothered, but be real bothered.
Yeah.
So Rachel says, I didn't feel bad for Harriet for long, because next thing I know, she's making out in bed with him. Yeah, so she's the only one that is under the covers this time going to sleep. And I'm like, oh, Harriet, you just gotta realize that Wait, who said it? Somebody said recently that guys don't. Oh, I think it was. He's not my favorite, but I think this is correct. Nick Vial says that men don't fall in love like from having sex or being in sexual relationships. They fall in love from missing you.
Mhm,
And so that could also make a lot of sense why seeing Grace again. And if you notice, we'll talk about it more, but he says so many times how much he missed those lips. I
mhm,
miss those lips. I miss those
mhm,
lips.
mhm,
And that's interesting if we put it into terms of, oh, he's missing her. That means he has this draw to her again.
mhm,
Samantha never made him want to miss her at all. He made her
mhm.
want to like push her away.
And I think I said this a couple of months ago. That's why I realized like men, you have to ignore them.
Yeah.
You have to ignore them. You can't pour into them everything because they take advantage of it, they take it for granted unless they are like literally the love of your life. But when you're dating them, you have to be busy. You have to have other things to do. And the man who is not secure enough with you being like that is definitely not the right man for you, because they will never be secure enough for you if you have something to do.
Yeah, you definitely. So in the morning, we hear Will talking about Uma and thinks that she is unreal, and he's telling this to Sean. Now, what you don't want to believe this, or
Um, I believe him, but also I don't believe him. I don't know. Like even to the next episode, I'm just like, okay, what are y'all actually doing? But go ahead.
well, I'm curious if he's like being honest about it or not. Just with him being a Trump follower, I'm just like,
Yeah.
is that just because Trump is kind of like a cartoon, and maybe he's like some people are following him for like the gag of it all, you know
Mhm,
what I mean? Or like, just the joke of it or the irony of it.
mhm.
Maybe
I love when people say, "Oh, Trump is such a great businessman." I'm like, my ass.
he's like gone bankrupt like a few times, no?
Not a few. A few is what, less than five.
Several, seven. No, few is less than seven,
Yeah,
right?
it's way more than
More
seven.
than three, less than seven.
He has bankrupted whole towns. He has bankrupted whole businesses. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's so it's the business tax. He definitely is helpful for business owners to with their tax situation, and so I think that that's why a lot of business owners like the Republican usually agenda.
Yes.
So Joey and Sean and Ronnie are talking, and Joey is obviously annoyed by Samantha's reaction, as well as are we, Joey. We feel you.
Yeah. I have to feel him on this. Unfortunately, can't ride with Samantha on that.
but Samantha want the girls to talk about, want the girls to let her just like back off. Like, we'll tell the girls that she's backing off, that she doesn't want to be involved in this whole situation with Joey anymore. Like, but she does. She just wants him to choose her, and it's not going to happen. So she's
Yeah.
just going to go out with a whinging and moaning.
She wanted him to be like, "I'm so sorry. I won't even look at her."
Ugh. So the bombshells are all chatting, and Will thinks that Grace and Joey look good together. I mean, they do. Kieran and Nicole talk about her kiss with Will, and she starts crying, and she's telling him that he has nothing to worry about. Why is Kieran getting all pressed about a game?
I think it's because he didn't get to do what he wanted to do.
So you think that he's like,
And
well,
after
I
that.
didn't kiss anybody, so like it didn't hurt your feelings. Why'd you kiss someone to hurt my feelings?
Yeah. I mean, he's immature. That's what I got from the entire situation for the next 2 days. He's just immature.
Yeah, and I might get fed up with Nicole if they have another fight, because it's just like it's
We're on fight. What? I mean, I keep getting 2 pages of fights every other press release.
boring.
But
Harriet and Tiffany have a convo. Harriet's just kind of feeling that the comment was a little bit muggy, but they think but Tiffany thinks that Ronnie is really funny. I'm just like, Ronnie is maybe he's better looking in person.
Or maybe there's something that we're not seeing because he is not funny from what I've seen.
I've in the first maybe episode or two, I remember finding him kind of funny a little bit.
Okay.
Hold on. Rachel says, I agree with Mika. If he got to kiss Grace, we wouldn't have heard his mouth at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because he toed the line and kissed Jess, and he was like, I did what I was supposed to do. Why didn't she stay on code?
Grace and Joey do chat in the kitchen, and they talk about that there's still something there. She's just so much more slick, though. Do you think that Joey's planning on winning the season with her, or do you think that he could have his head turned again?
I think it would probably take a lot for him to turn his head. Have to be somebody like famous, I think.
Right, like a big deal.
Yeah.
As of right now, she's like the best looking girl in the villa.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she is. She's a baddie, other than Mimi and Uma. But
yeah, those three are really they're all quite pretty, but
yeah, like they're all natural. Like even without makeup, they're all naturally very, very pretty. That being said, I don't think, because I've already seen people like, oh, this is so fake. He came in here with a relationship. I don't know about them winning the show.
Oh, so what's Fiat 500 saying? Who are they rooting for right now?
I'd have to look at what
Jess and Sean.
Probably Nicole and Karen, but let's
see. Even after this little fight?
Let's see.
Hi, Prashay.
Hey, Prashay.
So Grace gets a text, and there's going to be a night away, hashtag a saucy sleepover, and the bombshells get to choose one person to take overnight. So Will, as we assumed, took Uma. Tiffany, so it takes Ronnie, and Grace picks Joey. I can't remember what we were guessing, but were you surprised by any of these three?
We guessed Will and we guessed Tiffany. And the only one we were trying to switch up was Joey and her. But like I said, once she said that comment that her like it was good, I was like, oh, she's choosing Joey.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But who do we think that she might have picked?
Omar.
Oh, Omar. Oh, right.
Yeah.
That would have been good though.
That would have been good. You know, if we were writing the right show. Yeah, no, everybody's mad. They're all mad. They're mad.
At Joey and Grace?
Yes.
What did they say? Give me one comment.
For Samantha, I feel so sorry for Samantha. She deserves better. Joey and Grace needs to go. If Sam was my daughter, nobody would keep me out of that villa. Get them out ASAP. Wish she would walk. Look, no, they're bad. They're upset.
Wow.
Joey has gone down in my estimation, and I can't see his behavior helping his career. Samantha is a beautiful girl, far more so than Grace. That's bullshit. So she needs to hold her head up high and crack on with the next guy that walks into the villa. Shame on you, Joey, and Grace is just as bad. Grace is a mean girl. Obviously, a publicity stunt by his agent, definitely planned.
I'm actually almost shocked because like they have such a bad take though. Like, okay, fine. Like if Joey and Grace maybe they're planned something and they came on the show, but what about they do actually have past history? You know what I mean? Like, and he hadn't really done anything rotten to Samantha. I'm just so shocked that they are siding with Samantha because I feel like she's really played the entire thing so wrong.
Yeah, because I mean, they've been calling her bunny boiler. They have been saying that she is obsessed with him and that she needed, well, to be fair, they wanted Harriet to go more than they wanted Samantha to go. But I have seen comments of Sam needed to go. But you know, they you know how it is. It's the same thing that happened with Sammy and Jess. These people feel a kinship because she's beautiful and blonde, and especially she, she has probably the second least amount of work done to her face, and so so they feel a kinship of why is she's a beautiful girl, how dare he do, why couldn't someone like regular get him, like it's not fair, they're going to just feel sorry for her.
This is your. I'm sorry. I just pulled out the Love Island UK chat. Like, we all knew Joey was leading Samantha on. See how he jumped onto Grace, snogging her face off within a few minutes into the sleepover. Poor Samantha. I don't know. I'm not mad about it. I don't know. Are we horrible people? Are we the problem? Are we toxic?
I said if I was gonna see somebody stay, I don't hate Sam staying.
Right.
So I'm not that. I think I'm on the right side of history here, but I don't feel that bad for her.
No, I mean, I personally don't feel bad for Sam. Sorry, Facebook moms.
Mhm.
So the men that are going on the little overnight are doing push-ups and sit-ups, getting swole for their overnight date. Then they leave, they hug everyone, and Samantha was giving him the cold shoulder. What did he want her to do? Come over and be like, Sam, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. Let me hug you before we go. She chose me. I didn't choose her. I have to go. Like, is that what she wanted?
I think that's what she wanted. I think she probably even wanted him to be like, I'm not gonna go. I see how you're feeling, and I'm not gonna go.
She hasn't been acting like a person that would get that response. Like,
At all.
at all. So over at the new casa, what's it called? The sleepover. They're all drinking champagne. I would have loved to be part of like that crew that went over there. That seems like a good time. Like the sleepover.
I mean, I feel like it's a lot easier to do what you want with less eyes on you. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of any of them that I would want to sit
It's
there.
not that's really a fan. I just like the idea of being on like your own little hidden oasis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Away from like the villa and just like
Yeah, that
kind of do
part
your own
I think
thing.
is appealing. And then when Uma came back, she was like, they got to have steak and this and that. I was like,
Yes.
hell yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I want to have this vacation. Okay, so Rachel said apparently there was a blog article saying that it got X-rated with Joey and Grace. Maybe that's why people are so mad.
They were in the pool a lot, so I could see that.
It's called Love Island, guys. Okay, it's not called
Mhm.
Make Sure That Sam is Happy Island. Sorry, Sam.
Mhm.
Well, Sam is upset. That's what I wrote down next. Yeah, I get it. I would be upset as well, but she wasn't making herself open and inviting for somebody to come and talk to her. She kind of was turning her back to him, looking around. Like, she wasn't trying to engage with him. So he's just like, whatever, I'm not going to try any harder. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Grace is with Joey over at the sleepover, and he feels like that's done with Samantha. They talk about what they're each looking for. He says, for you. Okay, Joey. I'm not gonna lie, Joey is being charming with Grace. He was never this way with Samantha at all.
Totally
Ever.
different. Totally different person. You could tell I'm sorry. The only thing also is you could tell he actually really likes her.
That's what I'm saying.
So
He looks like he wants to get to know her. He looks like he wants to cuddle
yeah.
and kiss her and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
But I think it's so stark compared to how he's being with Samantha. That is why people are mad. Because it's obviously clear that he didn't want nothing to do with Samantha. And he was just leading her on. That being said, that's also Sam's fault.
I agree. So apparently, the reason why they broke up, Grace and Joey, was because they were on vacation, and then they tried to make it work when they came back to the UK. She lives in Manchester, he lives in Essex. It was just too far, long distance. But now she's moving to London, and that was her intention before going on Love Island, which would be closer for her and Joey to be able to possibly date. So he feels like they're on a holiday together right now. Do you think that there's possibility for them to actually be a couple and date in the real world?
Maybe. That's what I said. I do feel like, based on the conversations that we saw, it felt like he was being genuine to her and wanting to pursue her. What I'm saying is, if a bigger star than her comes in and pursues him, who lives in Essex or lives nearby, will he turn his head? I think that's what it would take. That would be their test.
So Rachel says, I feel bad for Sam in the sense that Joey has gone overboard while still being a couple with her. He says he's open to both while telling Grace Sam is just a friend and being sexual.
Mm-hmm.
I think, though, that he may not have been sexual, or like Sam was avoiding him. And I think she was avoiding him because she didn't want him to break it off with her. Like, I think
You
that's
mean
why.
when he came back?
No, before, like when he was leaving, like she didn't want to
Oh,
hug him. Like, I think that she just didn't want to get clarity from him, so she could still play this card, like, oh, you never told me, and like you did all this stuff behind my back, because he was trying to hug. Like, I'm sure he was going to say bye to her, and then
yeah,
also when he comes back, she completely avoids him, and
yeah,
so I don't know if I fault him for going forward with Grace, because she's not been allowing him to have these conversations with him.
yeah.
Like, she slept on the day bed. She, like, all these things have kind of allowed him to be able to say, she's not
Mm-hmm.
that into me. She doesn't want to talk about things with me. She doesn't want to work things out with me. She's sleeping on
Mm-hmm.
the day bed. She's locking me out. She doesn't want to talk. Like, okay, well, I guess I'll move on, and then I'll show what my true colors are at the next recoupling.
I mean, and to be fair, he could have been like, "Why is she sleeping on the day beds?" and just went about his business if he did not care at all. But he did go outside and try to have a conversation with her, like, "Why did you leave the bed?" And she would not have a conversation with him. I also think that he's never been in this situation. He doesn't really kind of know how Love Island works. I think he probably thinks that he can do what he's doing without it being a problem. Um, and I think with him and Samantha, he didn't have anything sexual with her, and he has with Grace. So it's easier to just kind of
Go
just
into that.
jump into it. I'm not saying that what he's doing is correct, but again, I do think there's something to be said about him. He has said multiple times, I think that he felt like Samantha wasn't with him for him. And that also makes things easier to say, well, she's doing all this. She didn't give a fuck about me. She didn't
She
care
only cared
about
about
me.
Joey Essex. Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't even care about me in a way that we are friends enough to for you to respect me, to allow me to figure out what I want to do, and still communicate with me. So I also think we have to be fair to Joey that he's also getting nothing from her
That's what I'm
to say
saying.
that she actually cares about Joey Essex as a
Or
person.
like just Joey. Yeah.
Yeah, as just Joey, as a person, rather than Joey Essex, the star she knows all his lines from his reality TV shows.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't necessarily feel bad for Sam because she just lost the game. She didn't play it well. So we see Ronnie and Tiffany cuddling, and did you see when he like touched her boob and then like pretend like he was like picking something off? And I was like, he takes everything to sexual right away, and that also shows me that he's not interested in an actual relationship.
Yeah, and to me, that would turn me off.
Yeah. On Love Island though, could you be turned off or like just be like, oh, I guess I have to deal with this?
It would turn me off. That like literally like that, like trying to go that far very quickly turns me off. You not doing that turns me on. Like,
So just
I'm not saying if you try to do that like a weekend, I wouldn't have a problem. Day of, Hell no.
It was definitely really early. It's like, oh, you for 5 minutes you're away from your couple and you're already trying to like touch my
Yeah.
breasts. Like,
No. Mm-mm.
I if I were, I mean, I know she's on the show, so she's probably like wouldn't react as she might have reacted in the real world, but I would assume that she would have been like, excuse me, what are you doing, and like kind of like swat his hand, you know what I mean, because they're not there yet, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny though when Joey's like, oh, can I put some sunscreen on you, and then like he's only putting it on her butt. I was like, Joey. Will and Umar are eating Chris and talking about eye color. She said her eyes were just brown. She actually has really pretty brown eyes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know that like the majority of people in the world have brown eyes, so like that's why she could be like, it's just brown, and any other eye color are a little bit more rare.
Mm-hmm.
But she has like almost hazel or like chestnut color eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They're light and they're pretty.
Yeah. I think she just has a light brown. Like I have dark brown eyes. I think she just has a lighter brown eyes. With I'm sure if she probably has gotten it a lot, so she's just like, no, they're just brown.
Because she knows that they're actually stunning and she wants to downplay it. Okay. Ronnie joins the conversation and says, while I'm here, Harriet who? It's pretty disrespectful.
Yeah.
Do you think that Uma's going to tell Harriet that?
No, she doesn't like Harriet. Now if he had said Jess who, yeah, but he'd been said Jess who, so there's that.
Apparently Tiffany is Ronnie's type. What can we figure out what Ronnie's type is? Is it brown hair?
I mean, but
Taurus.
Tiffany and Harriet both have blonde hair. Jess has brown hair. They all have had work done. I don't know. Just they all don't look alike.
I don't know if Jess has had that much work done.
She's had something done. So, right.
Taj says, I don't know. That conversation about eye color was telling to me about Uma and what she might think about beauty standards. So yeah, it could also be that she doesn't think that brown eyes are considered to be as beautiful as blue. Fair, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ronnie said he has a type, big hair. Oh yeah, blonde hair and big boobs. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have blonde hair? No, it's like brown. No, or is it like light brown?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're like all three are varieties, like dark hair, blonde hair, brown hair, like not blonde, but also not brown. Like I just think he likes boobs. They all have boobs.
Not Grace though, so maybe he's not interested in Grace at all because Grace is pretty small.
Yeah, she's more natural. Like to me, like that's what I said. I think she's one of the prettiest ones there. Like,
do we know what her sign is?
Grace.
Yeah. Sonia says Ronnie might make a move for Grace. I don't think that he's going to compete with Joey.
Not unless he got the Joey Essex seal of approval.
Yeah, I don't think that he would do that.
I don't think he would do that.
Yeah, I don't see it on her website yet. Did you look on Wiki?
Interesting. Grace.
So Harriet hopes that Jess didn't recouple. So she's talking to Kieran and hopes that that Jess didn't recouple with him just to kind of take a dig at Ronnie. And so they're having this conversation. It was her, Kieran, Nicole,
August
and
27th, 98.
98 is when I graduated high
That's
school.
when I graduated high school. That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, so she's a Virgo.
She's a Virgo.
That could also be why they didn't end up working out, because Virgo and Leo.
I mean, it's adjacent. Depends.
Maybe because their Mercuries might be the same.
Mm-hmm. But isn't that what Sam is? Sam's a Virgo. He must be drawn to Virgos then.
It's not his. It's not a good match for him. Hi, Kay.
Okay.
Rachel thinks that Ronnie will find his blonde in Casa more. Yeah, absolutely. Danita says Grace ain't going from Joey Essex to Ronnie. Yeah. No.
She would more probably apt to go for Joey Essex to Omar, because at least he's like totally different than
Absolutely. And her
for
type.
Ronnie. Yeah.
So yeah, they were having this full-on conversation, and Kieran is just like, he's kind of feeling out that Jess is no longer really giving him that vibe and appearing to want to get to know him in a couple relationship sense. And so he hasn't felt that vibe since the recoupling. And so he's just kind of voicing these feelings, and Harriet was just a little bit worried about the fact that maybe she hopes that she didn't do that just to take a jab at Ronnie.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see Omar and Io and Mimi talking, and Omar thinks that Kieran would have kissed Grace. And so we did see that Kieran said to Omar, like, oh, if I wish I had kissed Grace in that challenge instead of kissing Jess and giving a friendship kiss. So then Io, why does Io make us not want to like him? Do you remember what he says?
Listen, he came on After Sun. Did you watch After Sun?
Oh, no, I haven't had a chance yet. It's good?
I don't like him.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. They were asking him what he thought about Mimi and Uma's situation, and what, like, he had nothing specific to say about Mimi and why he liked her. Like, nothing specific. Like, it was, I don't like him. I need them to send someone else for her.
I hope so. We'll see. Hopefully. I'll watch that after we get off here today. So he says when they're talking, the three of them, that if it was a kiss and he said, it's a game, it's a game, it's a game. And I'm like, no, it's not a game necessarily. Yes, it's a game. And yes, it'll be easier to get over it. But who you choose is indicative of interest, indicative of who you might want to kiss, indicative of who you'd want to explore something with potentially. Like, it shows a lot. It's just a game, so it doesn't hold that much weight necessarily, but some of the actions are quite telling, you know. Mm-hmm. But like, I was just irritated by him by being like, it's a game. Like, why do you guys care so much? Why do you care? It's a game. So Mimi is giving Io a look though, and I'm like, good. At least she's telling him that's not cool. So don't be playing around in these games.
Mm-hmm.
But you know it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Joey and Grace are in the pool over at the sleepover, and they kiss in the pool, and then they kiss out of the pool, and this is where he first says that he missed those lips. Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, when he kissed Samantha. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a good kiss. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, can Joey Essex not kiss well? Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, is he a bad kisser? But he kisses pretty well with Grace.
Nice. Yeah. Something to say about maybe attraction, unfortunately.
Yeah, he wants to kiss her. He's interested in her. Definitely. So what happens at the hideaway place stays at the hideaway place. Is what they kind of are all saying. So kind of insinuating the pool stuff and all the kissing that's happening with Joey and Grace. We see everybody at both villas getting ready for the night. Grace feels that what's going on between her and Joey, it is right. It feels right. Mm-hmm. And then Umar says that she feels like the chosen one, which is nice though. I do want her to feel that. Do you think that this is going to be something that stays, like a lasting villa relationship? Are they going to the end?
Uma and Will? I don't know, because then he came back and he kind of was like not fully in it. Like, I don't know. I also don't really like the way she was talking about Omar.
What'd she say? She said she still wants to get to know him.
Like, it felt like she was saying she can't even be herself with him, and that her real self is the one that's there in Casa 1.0. And that, which I don't feel like is true. Like I think she could be herself with Omar. She just was choosing not to.
Mm.
But then also saying, kind of contradicting that and saying that she was still gonna get to know him. But I've never felt like she really liked Omar anyway. I also don't feel like she liked Io. I feel like she's given way more energy to Will than she's given to either one of them. So there's that. But and even the way she talks about the situation when she came back, I feel like she gave way more energy than I've seen her. I just yeah, I don't know about Will.
I want to see what Will's sign is because that could also be indicative as to why it's not working as well. Because what Omar was a Pisces, right?
Omar,
Mm-hmm.
he's a Virgo.
Omar's a Virgo. Virgo again. I say Virgo and Leo is not my favorite combination.
He's a Aquarius. Will's an Aquarius. Sun.
An Aquarius. I love my Leos. So Aquarius and Leo. I mean, they're opposite sister signs, but it also is air and fire. So I think that they will be more compatible than her and Omar.
Yeah. Well, Astrology Island says his best master is actually Samantha, and it would be a good time for Samantha to go pursue him.
Oh, Will Aquarius?
Yes.
I don't. I mean, I for sure. I for me, I don't know if it's different with guys to girls, but my least favorite sign generally is Virgo. Like I get along with the least. I find that for me it's like the harder to be compatible because like I'm not punctual and kind of whatever all over the place, and they're very particular and organized and on time, and just like things that like just don't mix with me, and I'm just like
Listen, you're I'm a Taurus, and Virgos are also Earth, and they make me want to scream sometimes. So yes,
exactly.
I understand. I got
And
it.
like I've dated a couple, and what I did like about them in the beginning is like, oh, they were so manly, and then they became boring for me.
Yeah. I won't say boring. I just feel like they unless it's like perfection, they're not trying to be tied down. And
Virgos,
remember what, yes.
Virgo.
And remember the conversation we had, you also said lazy dater. That.
Yep.
Learned my lesson.
Okay, so Rachel says that Io's was foul on After Sun and said things that were dead with Uma for now. Oh, so he's gonna try to go for her again.
Yeah.
Io's ego seems to have gotten a bit big because of his attitude. This that he didn't have the first few days. It ain't cute. Joey kisses Samantha like he's in pain. Like, yeah, it's like, come on, Facebook moms, take notice that like they didn't have a spark.
But I think they know that. I think they know that.
Kay says Uma does like Omar. Everything about her screams. She dates a very specific kind of guy. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't think she's about Trump supporters, guys.
We'll just try to stay in the villa, and I low key feel like Uma just wants to control the situation. She said.
I mean, that's also fair.
Uma was managing both Io and Omar because she is fully aware of the audience that's watching her.
And they were easier to get.
And they were going to be interested in her for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Danita agrees with you, saying when Joey made the comment about Uma finally finding somebody, Will, that confirmed to me she was never into Io as she let on.
Yep.
Cancer and I fare better with Taurus, Virgos, and Cancer men. Absolutely. I've got a lot of Sag, Leo, and Virgo in my chart. But definitely, like, for sun signs, yeah, those are very good for you. Especially Taurus. Taurus and Cancer are the best.
I literally, Taurus, and I have Leo moon, Sagittarius rising, and but my
Mercury.
My Venus is Venus. My Venus is in Gemini, so air.
Oh, so your recent Gemini. I thought you're anti-Gemini. Interesting.
I am anti-Gemini. That doesn't say I don't attract them. I am anti-Gemini. I
But it
want
also means
nothing to
like
do with them.
you like communicating, probably flirting, being social. Uh, that's where you get your values are.
Yeah,
Hmm.
see, that's it.
What's the best for our sign? Well, I love me a Libra. We find Libras to be very beautiful and very funny.
Mm,
Um, and so we're both air signs, so we would go really well together. Also, Sagittarius is a fire sign. We're kind of the besties in the zodiac, and
mhm,
so we're both like like Sagittarius is the wise fire sign, and Aquarius is the wise air sign. And so we both like the sense of freedom, but we also get along really well. And so we know when we want to be together or want to be have some time apart. Like we just get along really well. So all air signs in general, so even Aquarius and Aquarius, Gemini, Aquarius and Libra, all those are going to be better than, any earth or water. And then all
mhm,
fire are going to be better. So Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. But I would say the best two signs would be Libra and Sagittarius. That would be the
mm.
best. But I could like figure out there's a lot of combos that would still be good, but it would depend on like moon sign and rising sign and the other person's sign, what house it falls into your house, and like there's a lot of other layering. I'm taking synastry right now, and it's actually
Oh,
really cool how deep you can go. Like you put one chart on the other chart, and depending on where their sun, their moon, their Venus falls in your chart, it actually has a different way of how you guys interact with each other in a relationship. And so
mhm,
it's been really cool.
cool. That sounds cool.
Dania says my bestie is a Sag, so it makes sense why we clicked right off the bat. Boom. Sag and Aquarius are the besties.
Mhm,
Um, so Jess talks to Sean, and then Sean says that some girls have suggested that you may have used it, like may have been used, or like might have had ulterior motives for the recoupling, and she's just like, who? And I'm really happy that he didn't actually out Harriet like that. I would have been a little bit disappointed if he just put all the blame on Harriet, and Harriet
right,
got yelled at Jess. And
right.
so he just says the girls that were in the pool. Um, and so she does tell him though that she didn't feel a spark. She doesn't feel a spark with him. We knew that from day one. Sorry, Sean, you
Yeah,
shouldn't have put your eggs in that basket.
yeah,
Jess confronts Nicole and Sam about this whole situation, being like, who was it that said it? And they're like, well, we didn't say that exactly. Like, we said, like, we hope that it wasn't. And they're kind of like, he brought it up, and we were talking about it and maybe agreeing with it, but we weren't the one that brought it up. And how did the Harriet get involved? Like, she's all of a sudden, who said that? Harriet's name.
oh, I don't remember anybody saying
Someone
it.
might have said a Harriet's name, but I just remember her being like, oh, did she say something, or was it her?
Oh, I didn't hear anybody say something, but I just heard her going on, and I'm just like, of course you're just gonna automatically blame her.
Yeah, Jess is going to blame her regardless. Oh, Jess said it. Okay,
That's
Jess, was it
what
her?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember anybody saying it but her.
Okay. No one mentioned her. She's annoying.
She
Like,
is.
I don't think. Okay, Harriet in the beginning when she's kind of with Kira and all that stuff, it was a little bit messy, and but I don't think that she's actually been bad or awful to Jess. I
No,
think that Jess has been just awful to Harriet, to be honest.
yeah, that's I agree.
So Joey says to Uma that she seemed happier, and he is buzzing. Will. So you were saying that you were annoyed when Uma when they said that Uma was happier. That like it means that she was not into Io. What do you mean by that?
Not Io
Sorry, Omar,
necessarily.
or
Omar,
both
'cause
of
the
them.
way she said is, "Oh, this is like the real me." When I'm actually comfortable, like I forget the
Oh,
words that she said, but it was something like that, and it was like, okay, but like, listen, Omar is not necessarily my favorite person, but I don't feel like he did anything to that girl for her to, like, you just didn't like him, and instead of being honest about the fact that you really didn't want to pursue anything with Omar. He was just an easy get, and Mimi didn't want him. Um, he, like, come on.
So, what do you think about Mimi bringing the information to Kieran that that she had heard that he would have kissed Grace if he had the opportunity?
I love Mimi. I absolutely love Mimi because I'm just like, normally some girls would have kept that to themselves, but she knew Karen needed to hear. She's like, them boys chat. I also feel like hopefully that means she understands that both boys are shit and she leaves them.
Find somebody else.
Yeah.
So over at the sleepover in the night, there are cheers to being in a straight line, no more triangles, which is fun.
Mhm.
Back at the villa, Harriet and Sam feel like they have really bad luck at the villa. I find it funny, though, that they're commiserating together because I don't think they like each other.
At all.
Ronnie and Tiffany are talking about the kiss that they had in the game, and it was about 8 seconds. And so, could they do it for longer now? It's not smooth, Ronnie. Not smooth. Not smooth. All right, that was the end of the episode. In the next episode, we see that Joey is talking to Grace and says that he needs to have a conversation with Sam, but he is into Grace. He's into her. He's into her. And we can see it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's sad that it came down to it being like this. You kind of wish that he would have just cut things off because, like, remember when we were like, we fast forwarded through their date because it's just bad. It was just
there was no zing. There's no zest.
Mm-hmm.
Kay here is saying Mimi and Kieran are closer than they show. I like their friendship. They have a mature vibe. I do like their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Uma and Will are talking, and Will says to Uma, "You are a priority to me." And they're kind of being flirty. She's like, "I am," and she talks about she needs to have a conversation with Omar, but she asks like what she could do for him, and he said, "Call me Boyf." Okay, call him Boyf. I think that he's into her, to be honest. Until there's something that's said a little bit later, actually.
Yes.
So Kieran talks to Nicole and saying that and tells her the whole thing that he would have kissed Grace, or he's talking to the boys in lad chat, that he would have kissed Grace, and he's like, "I don't fancy Grace," but Nicole is not hearing that, and basically saying like, "Oh, comments like that show me that you are immature, and that it shows your immaturity, and that you're young." And I'm like, she's really annoying too. The Facebook moms love her. They do, don't they?
I don't. Oh wait, let me find a thing, a story that they did. I haven't been paying attention to Facebook. True because Karen and
yeah. Actually, they don't talk about her. Talk about them seemingly in these first few rows. I'm Team Harriet.
Yeah, no. Here we go. Why does everybody feel sorry for Sam? No, they're still talking about Sam, Tiffany. Oh, my winners. That was so fake. My winners, but being Welsh, I'm probably biased. My winners. I mean, they're the only one that's like stable, so
stable. Well, she walks off because she's like annoyed by this conversation. Jess then follows her, and then Sam, and then Nicole is just upset about the whole situation with Kieran. And I'm like, it's actually, I know I don't want to really agree with Io, but it wasn't actually that big of a deal. Like, he did come to you, he did tell you about it, so it wouldn't get back to you and hurt your feelings. And like, she's just taking it to the next level, and it's like,
yeah. I mean, even Mimi had to try to tell her that, like, it's like he came and told you it, like. It wasn't that big of a deal, but he came and told you.
Yeah, this one. This Nicole and Karen argument was so staged and unnecessary. Yeah, exactly.
I'm over their arguments. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
KV says all those girls except for Bibi and Harriet at this point are aggravating as hell.
They
And
are.
I like Grace as well. I don't mind Grace and I don't mind Uma, but those two, I agree.
Ugh.
Io needs to retire from giving advice. Mm-hmm. He needs to sit back and let Mimi be the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that would be so much like right.
Bibi does go and reassures Kieran, saying that you did the right thing, et cetera, et cetera. And then she goes to the girls with Nicole and defends him and says, like, hey, he came to you. And so, yeah, she doesn't want him. She doesn't want him to be wanting somebody else and like having all these lad chats and like being bantering with the boys. And I'm like,
that's stupid.
He's 21.
Yeah. But also that's stupid. Like, what guy, listen, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Men are the worst gossips. Men are the worst. Men can be the worst, worse than women in stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even with being mature.
Okay, it's like dumb take from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could be like being like, oh, that really kind of hurt my feelings. I do, and just be like, you could be like, hey, do you want to get to know Grace? Like, actually, like, would that be something that you want to do? Do I need to be concerned about that, or was it just like in that challenge having the opportunity to kiss her, and you just had to just set some banter with the guys, and then he'd reassure you, and then it would be done with. Like, no storming off. I mean, like, it's so immature of you. It's like,
or even,
hot
were
woman.
you being petty because I kissed Will? Were you being petty?
Okay, I'll take that too. Or Will kiss me.
Oh, Will kiss me.
So they're all getting ready for bed, and in bed, Nicole is turning away from Kieran. I had to roll my eyes. I'm like, this is so not worthy of a fight.
It's not.
Uma does have a bit of a spoon with Will. Joey is kissing Miss Grace again, and we hear again that he missed those lips. In the morning, Harriet doesn't think that Joey would have kissed her.
I would die laughing when she said that. Was like,
but it's like Harriet's just standing up for her friend. You can tell that they're close because she just like, she knows that he probably has kissed her, and she's like, oh, he wouldn't have done that. So I actually I support their friendship. Kay says one of the biggest lies ever told is that women gossip more than men. The way I get all the best juicy bits from men, I know, because they get all there's no
like
cattiness underneath,
yeah,
or like
spin. It's all just factual. Like,
yeah.
like unless they are like a catty guy. I've
It's
met
not
like
well,
that.
it's less. It happens less.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you just hear all the factual information, and yeah, it's like when I was at my friend's restaurant and I was talking to her husband, and he was telling me this story about a mutual friend of ours and how they had acted at when they didn't have their reservation for a soccer match or like a football match that was just happening, and he threw a tantrum, and I was like, oh my god, the tea that he was spilling, and it just is like a random factual story, but I'm like, oh my god, this is so juicy.
Yep.
So juicy. Harriet says that that's her friend and she's standing by him. Yeah.
Yes, used to go stick beside him.
It's good though. It's smart for her because he'll fight for her and people will listen to him. Denise says, I wonder if Jess started to feel a type of way about Harriet and Sam's budding relationship. I don't think that she sees it, probably because she's so in her own bubble. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Taj says, as a man, I'll own it. I'm a huge gossip. Yeah, look at you loving the drama. Hilarious. So in the morning, Uma is really happy about the cuddle that she had. She felt good about it. And we see Kieran with the boys kind of lamenting again about Nicole. gosh. I kind of want that couple to be dumped. Kieran actually could stay. I kind of need Nicole to go too.
Yeah, I doubt it. They're the only couple, so people are just gonna vote for them. I'm over them. I need him to find somebody in casa. Like,
Do you think he'd come back with somebody? Oh
I
my,
don't think
yeah.
he'll come back with somebody, but I think
Maybe he could though, and then it would be like big drama, and then they'd try to win the show by getting back together.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have the drama because I can't stand hearing her upset.
For real.
Kieran calls Nicole over to talk again. She's just saying it was a passing comment to the boys, and that he needs to think before he speaks in the future. And it's like, you need to just be a little bit more relaxed.
No, you need to understand that you're dating a 21-year-old.
Yeah, 100%. Kay says Nick could be this year's Casa victim.
Yep.
He's young though, and like if there's somebody that's young and into him, that's very forward.
Liam and Millie 2.0.
But Millie was a lot more charming. Sorry, Nicole. Kay says I like Kieran, but I would love to see Nicole go. That's what we're saying.
I was saying that it's just such a stark contrast between this OG cast and the Love Island USA OG cast, because I'm like, I literally don't want anybody from the Love Island USA OG cast to leave, whereas most of these people can go.
I think, yeah, right now they can all go. I need new couples that are actually going to work.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that the show is too popular and the people don't come on with real intentions.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So Ronnie talks about him liking the kiss that he had with Tiffany. Joey talking to Grace and saying that he wished that he could stay there for a few more days. And Will is still buzzing. So both Grace and Joey have decided they're going to speak to Sam as soon as they can, which I think is respectable. So I don't know why the Facebook moms are so upset that, okay, yes, they were in the sleepover and they kissed and made out, but they didn't fully have time to tell her beforehand.
The one I was reading was right at the very end with the kissing, like on the daybed thing, and then him saying like, "Go sleep in the hideaway." So
okay. Okay, fine. Harriet and Sam and Sean talk about Ronnie being on a lad's holiday. Yeah. I mean, I hope Harriet finds somebody that's into her. Because like I think she needs to get away from Ronnie. I need her to make him eat crow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kay says Nicole runs her mouth too. She needs to think before she speaks. I'll take the gossipy men over abysmal relationship advice any day of the week.
Oh my God, any day of the week.
Absolutely. Any day. Any day. Ronnie gets a text and they are going back to the villa. The sleepover crew returns. Everybody's hugging. And Sam immediately says, "Girls, fire pit." She just needs to get this information about what happened with Grace and Joey.
Yeah.
Stalker. Joey says it's probably been the best day and night so far. And he's like, "Sorry, guys, but it's been the best day and night." But he does seem like he's really enjoying himself, you know?
Yeah, he seemed in high spirits compared to
he's just like, what's his name? Richard Ladd in Baby Reindeer?
Oh, I didn't watch
Richard Gadd in the show. Okay, yeah.
I didn't watch Baby Reindeer.
Okay. It's probably so yeah. Uma explains all the food that they have, these delicious steaks and fish, and she says that she likes him a lot, Will, and that they cuddled a little bit. They didn't kiss. She still saying that she's a slow burn. So do you think that it's because she's not interested in Sean, or do you think that
Sean or Will?
Will, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think she's interested in Will. I just don't know if he's actually interested in her. I feel like unless she knows it's a sure thing with somebody that she's interested in.
Well, Aquarius are going to be a little bit more aloof. He did ask to kiss her, though, and she kind of turned it down. Maybe she didn't want to appear like she was moving faster with Will than she was with Io and Omar. And so
Mm-hmm.
maybe she's just going to take it a little bit slower
I
for
can
that
see that
reason.
as well.
Brochet says the way Harriet cut Tiffany off was so funny. Um, I don't think Harriet. Well, I'm not sure what Tiffany's vibe is actually. Like, is she like these girls? I can't tell if she's like a mean girl, if she's like a girl. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Because
know what her vibe is.
I don't know where Tiffany stands, because even with Grace, another reason why I kind of like her, she was like, yeah, well, I'm going to go back and have a conversation with Samantha. I want her to know where we stand. I want her to know where I stand. I want her to feel comfortable with me. I got to deal with these girls. Like, she wants to make sure that she integrates well into the villa. So also fair. Whereas Tiffany, I don't think she gives a damn. Which
Tiffany
also,
says that she's still open, but says that she had a kiss with Ronnie, and nice to see vibes. We clicked. Who said that? Must have been Tiffany.
mhm, sounds like a Tiffany thing.
Harriet and Sam chat again. No, sorry, yeah, again talking about. Harry and Sam walk off together, and Sam feels like an idiot about Joey, and she feels like an idiot. I feel like such an idiot. I feel like an idiot. Like, do you know why you feel like an idiot? Because you knew that he was who he is, and you thought that you would change him, or thought that he was going to be different with you, and he
Yeah,
wasn't.
and he wasn't.
Joey at this time, though, he's looking for Sam. He's trying to find her. He wants to have that conversation that he said he was going to have with her, and he can't find where Sam is. Omar says that he missed Uma, and Uma, I really don't think that they missed each other.
Mm-mm.
I think what's going on for me with Omar is that he doesn't seem to have that many conversations with people, and he doesn't really seem to talk to them about stuff. Like, I don't really know much about him, and he's been in the villa for like a week now.
Yeah, I mean, I think on After Sunday even said he has no riz, and Maya Jama didn't say anything.
Okay. Rachel says, I feel like I know nothing about Tiffany as a person or when it comes to a couple. Yeah, I don't really get her. She seems quite agreeable. And like she made like that one joke with Ronnie, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure I like Tiffany. Omar's too busy working out? Is that what he's doing? I never really.
Omar's on a lad's holiday, meaning he's just there.
This he says I'm beginning to think that they were cast to cause drama and not to find love. The whole cast?
I mean, yeah, that's what I've gotten from it so far.
I know, Kay. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because like we don't want to be mean about someone's appearance, but it's very blatant.
Stark.
Yes, it's just very in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie and Harriet chat, and he does let her know that he had a little kiss with her. She asks him if he kissed her in bed. He says no, and so she's being okay about it to his face, but I think she might have been turned off because a little bit later we see her in her ITM, and she's just talking about like it looks like she might have gotten the ick from Ronnie.
Who, Harriet?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Listen, I'm going to say of all the people who've taken things well or not, Harriet has taken everything the best.
Yep, 100%. And then I said, oh, Lord, Sam is crying to Jess in the terrace about Joey. And then Joey comes up to the terrace and Jess tells Joey to go away. And
I think she's just embarrassed. I don't think she really cared about him that much. I think she was just embarrassed because I think she thought she had a shot. I was going to come out of here with Joey Essex, and then she realized that I was never coming out of here with Joey Essex.
Like, if she played this well and Grace and Joey don't work out, if they had a good thing going and like he just fell into it for the show, maybe they could have had something after the villa because they already are kind of connected. They'll probably be doing press stuff together and like hanging out at Love Island parties and stuff like that. Like she might have been able to have what she wanted if she just wasn't such a whiny baby.
Mm-hmm.
Danita says, I know there was no chemistry between Sam and Joey, but I feel like Sam is also gave Joey an easy way out by ignoring him and pushing him towards Grace. Absolutely.
She did. I said it earlier. She gave
Yes.
him the easiest way that he could separate from her.
You're like, oh, okay, she doesn't want to talk to me. Okay, Grace. Like he tried. He did try a few times, and she did not allow him to talk to her. And so, what is he gonna do? Well, yeah, we talked about that too. She lost in the second. It became a parent. She was a fan. Yeah.
It was just icky. It was icky. It's just
Nobody
not the way
wants
to
the
play
fan.
it. It's just not the way to play it.
You got even if you know who they are, that you gotta pretend like you have no idea who they are.
Let's say, what did I say? The Natalie Joy to the Nick Vial. Who? You were who? Mind you, you slid into his IG DMs. You knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah, if I were to meet a celebrity or whatever, like I don't even think I'll be like, I know your maybe I know your work. Oh yeah, I know your work. Maybe. But like I don't think I'd be like, I've seen you in everything. I know your best lines and quotes. Like
I mean, I do that to female celebrities because I don't want to get with them.
well, yeah, it's like if you want a fangirl over somebody, that's fine, but you're not trying to date them.
No.
You don't want a fangirl over someone you're trying to date. It's just like, it's just not appealing.
No.
Like, even if it wasn't fangirling, like, even when somebody is just like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Like, oh my God, you're so fun. Oh my, like, too much of that. You're just like, ugh. Yeah. It's not appealing. Sorry, Sam. You don't know how to get with Joey.
Yeah.
Joey talks to Harriet and she says, he says that she, as in Sam, is giving him the cold shoulder, but he is going to find her. Oh, sorry, I rewound. But so yeah, he goes up to the terrace, finds her. They send him off, saying that she'll come down in a minute, and then she's crying, suggests that she's embarrassed. Next, we see everybody getting ready for the night. Joey says that he's feeling bad about the situation. Like, I don't think he wanted to leave it this way. I don't think he wanted to have her feel this bad, but she's making it happen.
Yeah.
Like, so now she has an excuse to feel bad, right? Because, like, well, he is cracking on. He cracked on with her, but he didn't even talk to me about it.
You wouldn't allow him to.
Exactly. So Harriet tells Ronnie, tells her that Ronnie says that he kissed her. Wait, Harriet tells her that tells Sam that Ronnie says that he kissed her. And Sam was so not happy about that, of course. And then I was wondering, why was Ronnie telling Will not to put all of his eggs in one basket? I was like, I'm sick of that playbook, Ronnie. Just like allow a guy to come in here and want to pursue a fucking girl. Like I don't like this new style of don't put all your eggs in one basket. You're open and you're open. Like you don't want to close it off too soon. Like all of that. If you like someone, pursue them.
Wait, Prochet said it was Sean? Was it Sean or Ronnie?
I wrote down Sean, but like I wrote down Sean, but I thought it was Will. I thought I was wrong when I wrote that down. If it's wrong, then I actually agree with Ronnie.
Yeah, if it was Sean, I agree with Ronnie.
I agree with Ronnie. Don't put your eggs in Jess's basket. I wrote down Sean here. Okay. I was like, I thought in my head, I was thinking that it was Will. Okay.
Sean, Ronnie is no, but if it's Sean, Ronnie is absolutely correct.
If it's Sean, it's fine.
Because he needs to pursue. I mean, even he was having conversation. I don't know if it was here or later or whatever, but he was having conversation with the girls, and he's like, "Who did you want?" They were like, "Who did you want when you came into the villa?" Oh, Sean was telling Will. Then yeah, Sean needs to shut up.
I don't remember now.
Sean,
he said it to Will. See, I'm confused.
So listen, okay, so I'm confused. But if it was Sean to Will, shut up, because.
Or maybe I thought it was Ronnie, but it was Sean to Will. Got it. Well, then definitely don't take advice from Sean.
Yeah. Don't take advice from Sean. Sean sat there with
Okay,
the
so
girl.
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense that I
Yeah.
thought it was Ronnie talking, but it was Sean talking to Will. Boom. Thank you.
Sean said to the girls when the girls were like, "Oh, who did you want to pursue?" And he was like, "Well, Jess, of course. Yes, we know that you've been trying to pursue her since the beginning. She don't want shit to do with you. Who else?" And I think he pointed to Harriet and said, "Well, you, but you're scary." And I'm like, "What? You didn't pursue a girl because she scared you? Get off of my show."
Mm. And the thing is though is that I feel like I want Will to come in with the energy and pursue Uma. If that's who he wants to pursue and that's who he wants to lock in on and like being open, I find to be very unattractive. You know,
Same.
like if you're not into me, that's cool. Go and be who you're into, but don't be like give me a little bit and give another person a little bit and give another person a little bit and like so like I'm begging for bits and pieces of attention. Like no, you're either into me or you're not, and I
Yeah.
don't like this breadcrumbing like mentality that it seems like Love Island men have
Yeah.
nowadays.
Now, but it's only been in the last 3 seasons. Like
Yeah.
I 4 seasons. Like I needed to stop. I needed to stop.
I know. I don't know if it's going to
Men
ever
spoke
stop.
on business, but that's why like people get mad. But that's why I like Danny. Like he pursued what he wanted after he figured out the person that he was initially trying to go for wasn't the person that he wanted.
Yeah.
And I really truly believe that the only reason why he did anything in Casa Amor is because the producers egged him on in order to create a storyline for them because they knew that they probably would have gotten farther ahead in the show. But he adores that girl. He adores her. That like if you watch them on Snapchat and just watch what they like how they are together, they're just so sweet together with each other.
And this whole being open, if you don't actually focus on one person, you will never actually want to be closed because you have all these beginnings of a relationship. It's just
Mhm. Yeah.
beginnings, and the women will probably get bored with waiting for you to decide like which do you want to put in some more effort into.
Yeah. And then they got mad at Shaq when Shaq did it too because they were like, "Oh, I don't believe him." But Shaq is a lover boy. Say was and still is. And I appreciated it because he knew exactly who and what he wanted. Period.
So Joey finally pulls Samantha for a chat, and she does mention to him that she feels embarrassed. And she says that she's never going to win against a previous relationship. She mentions that there was no physical attention with us, and then you move on to being physical with her. And by the end of it, she's, I don't know if he heard her say this, but she's like, get fucked, pile of bollocks. I'm like, Jesus. Poor guy.
But it's
Joey's
like
probably like, whew, man, it took a long time for the producers to bring in somebody I can leave this woman for. Whew.
it's like with Sam, she doesn't get like you could have had Joey Essex if you would have ignored he was Joey Essex. Like, oh, just terrible. Yeah.
She ignored him. He would have like chased her so much harder.
Yeah.
Or like just not fanboyed him.
Like if she had put Sean and him on the same like pedestal, he would have been so pissed. It's like why am I competing with Sean?
Wait, Sam?
Like no, I'm just saying like in general.
The amount of lack of attention that she gives Sean if he
Yes,
did the same.
yeah.
Like I think she's pretty enough that he would have pursued, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess her personality is not great.
Mm-hmm.
Sean and Tiffany have a conversation, and he basically tells her that Sean, oh gosh. So when you walked in, like I was buzzing, and then they get to obviously his go-to line. What's your favorite sweet? She says fizzy cherry. His is fizzy peach. What do you think of his chat up style?
Sean needs something, and it's not. I don't even know if it's a woman.
He needs maybe to go on some more dates. He's cute, but I think he needs to have like a girl come in for him that's like finds him cute and just wants to pursue him because he's not really good at all.
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, we equated him to Bergie, and I think it's very similar. Just no experience. It feels like in pursuit of a woman.
In any kind. Like I don't necessarily think that the other guys are great at it either, but they seem to have at least figure some things
Triable.
Grace pulls Sam finally for this chat and just talks about how yes, she understands that it was hurtful what's going on, but she really just wanted to clear the air. Sam was just kind of like, oh, well, it's nothing to you. Like, me and you are good, babe. It's him. He's the one, like, that I'm upset with. I do like that Grace isn't phased, though, really.
Yeah.
Like, she knows that she has him with.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be phased, but I like I said, I appreciate the way that Grace is playing this. She's playing it absolutely positively correctly.
Dania says he's like Will as well. It took Jesse coming in to give him a genuine connection. Exactly. Someone that's a little more bold and like will go for what they want with this type of guy. And who would be fine with it will be the alpha and they'll be the beta or whatever, like the person in the relationship.
They were on After Sun too. And
Jesse and Will? Are they still together? I thought I heard they broke up.
No, they're still together. He lives on his farm.
I heard that, but then I thought maybe it was a rumor or like somebody was speculating.
No, I don't know. I mean, you never know because remember, Molly and
they're still together, right? But they said that they broke up, or they're not together.
Who? Wait, no.
Molly and Zach. Oh, is that what you're saying?
No, not them. The other Molly and God,
Tom.
The one
Liam.
before Tom.
Liam.
No. The person who Molly was with Tom. That came on the show.
He's cute.
Yes.
He's part mixed black somewhere a little bit.
Him, that guy.
Where is he? What's his name? Oh my god, I can see his little face.
So remember, they came on After Sun, and then it seemed like right after that they were broken up. Apparently, they were.
Chat, what's his name? I want the chat to tell me. Molly and. It starts with a C. I know it starts with a C.
Connor? No, not Connor. Starts with a C. Yes.
Molly and they're on. Okay, no, she was with Shauna. I
did just try to do the same thing. Hold on.
Shauna and him. See, it's not. Is it Callum?
Callum, yes, that's it.
I was thinking Callum, but you said Connor. I thought you said Callum, and
I said wrong. C. It's a C. So with Molly and Callum, literally like a full year ago, they came out After Sun and talked about that they were like getting married, and the next thing we knew that they broke it up and then end up on Love Island All Stars. So you never know. But Jesse and Will were on last night on After Sun. They're still together. He lives on her farm. She lives on his farm. She literally came from Australia, moved to England, and have not left since. And so fair. But also, then we saw that when she did come in, and he got a little big headed and went into Casa and did what he wasn't supposed to do. So there's also that. But I think when you have that type of guy, you do kind of need a girl who's going to be the lead especially if they don't have experience, because they will teach them how to treat them.
Absolutely. I didn't know this. Jesse and Will also have a YouTube channel.
Didn't know that.
Don't know if I'll listen, but good to know. Maybe every once in a while, maybe I'll pop in if their title is
interesting.
Tiffany and Ronnie are chatting, and he says he would couple up with her at the moment. Of course you would, Ronnie. Just do it. Like I just want Harriet away from him.
Yes.
And I just want her to have an opportunity with somebody else. Like I don't at this point, I don't care who's Ronnie's with. I want that person to be dumped.
Yeah.
Not Harriet, obviously.
Yeah.
The sleeping arrangements is what Joey decides to talk about with Grace. He mentioned the hideaway because it's for people that are not supposed to be in couples. And I do believe that I said that I bet you Joey will be the first person to use the hideaway.
You did.
I think I might have even said it on camera, but I was
Ronnie tried, but yes, you did.
And I thought that it makes sense. You don't know what's going to happen in the hideaway. Like, could be nothing. They could just be cuddling. But the fact that it's just going to make Samantha spin. Her head
She
is
should
going to
not have slept
spin.
on the day bed. She should not have. If she had, I think if she had not slept on the day bed, he wouldn't have an excuse to do what he's about to do.
Yeah, like she doesn't want to sleep with me anyway, so I'm letting her have the bed, and I don't want to sleep outside, so I'm going to sleep in the hideaway. And Grace doesn't want to sleep on the single bed.
Yep.
Makes sense to me. Sorry, I'm not that upset about it. But then they kiss out in the public, and Jess, Nicole, and Kieran all see this. Then Sam joins, and they're just like the cat that caught the canary, like feathers hanging out of their mouth, being like, like, what's wrong?
What do we do? What do we do?
And they tell her that, yes, they were just kissing right there outside, out in the open. It's proper disrespectful. A little bit rude, but he says that he couldn't help himself. He just couldn't help. He's just so attracted to those lips. I kind of get that. Like, I understand when there's somebody that you're really, really attracted to kissing wise. But it's messy, Joey. It's messy.
It's bad.
So, of course, Sam is getting upset. They ask if they were kissing out in public at the sleepover. She's like, matter of fact, yeah. Yeah, they were. And at this point, Sam wants to walk out of the villa. She can't be here anymore. Be like, please? Yeah.
Make the recoupling easier.
Absolutely. So I thought they were actually an okay 2 episodes. Talking it back with you, it's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. I think the next episode is going to be delightfully messy. Hopefully that him sleeping in the hideaway is going to send her out of the villa. Imagine she just is so upset that she just like walks out. Could we be so lucky?
Could we be lucky like that? Make the recoupling so much easier.
It's fine.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like he put this together. I'm like, listen, the man's just going on what he feels. He could care less.
KB says, Joey said, villain arc, engage, demon time, activated. I mean, to me, he's not Joey Essex now. Like, remember we were worried at the beginning that like he might be too Joey Essex to take away from the show, but he's bringing some mess. Like, and it's mess that I'm actually okay with.
And he's going to go to Casa. If he stays with Grace, he's going to go again, unless they bring a celebrity in. He's going to go to Casa and just mess with these boys. He's going to
make them do everything, so maybe he could win the show at Grace. I don't know what the Facebook moms will see. And we'll see if like once Sam is gone, if they'll come around on him, because they'll forgive him quickly, you know.
Yeah, I mean they'll try to get him up there. They did it with Molly, and Zach. They did everything they could to get that girl to stay on the show, and they still ended up 4th, so or 5th, which again deserved. So yeah.
Yeah, Kay says he's going to be like Jake 10.0 and just encourage madness. Absolutely, and be the angel. And be the angel. And like, I bet you Sam, if Sam's still there, she'll be like saying to Grace, like, oh, you know Joey, who Joey Essex is, like, he's just going to be getting with somebody, and like, she's probably going to badmouth Joey the whole time. Yeah. And then he's going to come back like a saint, and she's going to be fuming.
Yep, especially if Harriet's with nobody, and she just like goes into Casa single. Like, he's not going to protect anybody.
No. Nobody.
He
Well,
would. I think he would protect her partner. Like, don't you like Harriet, da, 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 da. But other than that, I don't see it.
yeah, exactly. Hopefully, Harriet comes out with somebody. Hopefully, I want her to come out with someone. I don't know if I can handle. Wait, how many is it? It's a girl that's going home.
Gotta be.
Oh yeah,
Gotta
they brought 2 girls in, right?
be. Yeah.
So it would be guys' choice.
And girls chose the last time. Remember, they made them choose, and it was
Yeah,
like the people who should have been choosing was the guys.
absolutely. Okay, so let's just go through it quickly. So right now, Joey would choose. We know Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ronnie would choose Tiffany.
Tiffany,
Omar would
Karen, and
choose.
Nicole.
Okay, Karen
Karen and
Nicole.
Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Who? Oh, Aya
Will.
would choose Mimi. Still right now.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't think. But Will. So, what was the comment that you felt like made you question Will?
It was no, it was well, not question Will. It was the Sean to Will saying like, "Don't put your eggs in one
Oh,
basket." I just
okay.
was like,
Because
don't go that route because like if you like Uma, don't fake like
mhm.
liking Uma and then like play the feel and then lose Uma. Like just like focus on her and like see if you can
Yeah.
build something. That's where
Yeah,
it's
because
going.
I think I felt like he was him and Han a little bit when they got back. She's talking to the girls and she's like, "Oh, it was great," and blah 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 blah, and he's talking to the boys, and it felt like he was a little bit of hedging his bets.
Well, but he did say to her specifically that he was all in on her. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
want him. I want him to be a man of his word in that sense.
yeah.
Um,
If he stays on code, he will pick Uma.
right. Who would Will pick?
That's what I'm saying. Will would pick
Oh,
Uma.
I think you said sorry. Yeah. So Will pick Uma. Omar, who will Omar pick?
Maybe Harriet, just to
Okay.
save her.
Um, and then Sean will still pick Jess. Oh, unless no, yeah. Yeah, Kate says Will, Uma, Omar, Harriet. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, she's friends with Mimi.
Right.
Just a friendship couple.
Sean Sam is out, okay?
Unless he's really mad at Jess, he might choose Sam because he feels bad for her.
Sam, maybe.
Yeah,
Do they have a friendship though?
Or Sean will choose Harriet. They seem to be having
Oh
conversations.
yeah, maybe. And if like it seems yeah, maybe they'll use Sean would choose Harriet, but I think on the same scenario though, Jess or Sam would be out, huh?
Um, would Omar choose Jess? I don't think he's friends with Jess.
Would Jess go? Okay.
I think it's down to Jess or Sam going. Personally, like I said in the beginning of this, I do feel
Mhm.
like it's going to come down to them two going. One of them two is going. I prefer Jess going.
Yeah,
But I won't hate if Sam goes. I just prefer Jess going.
that would be good. Well, thank you so much, Tamika. We'll be back
Mhm.
tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to
Yeah.
talk about the next episode of Love Island UK. Thank you, everybody here in the chat. Tamika, what do you have going on to share with the people?
So I will be back tonight for Love Island USA live recap right after the episode on for Peacock. If you have not watched it, I'm sorry. Season is good so far. So come join me tonight live in the chat. Even if you don't watch the episode, come chat and find out what actually happened in the episode until you can watch it yourself. Yeah. And then I'll be back hopefully tomorrow as well. And then there's a break on Wednesday because there are no episodes on Wednesday for Love Island USA. So if you haven't watched, make sure you use Wednesday to catch up.
Perfect. Amira saying that she doesn't feel bad for Samantha for being led on by Joy because she was more aware than anyone that it was the case. She literally predicted it. She also knew his history more than any other Islander.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. She knew what she was getting into and she didn't play it well. She knew she had the hand. She could see his hand and she still played poorly.
Poorly.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. Please make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. All of Tamika's information should be in the description box below. Like this video and let us know your reasonings why you think either Sam or Jess is going to be going home, or if you have a different breakdown of how you think the couples are going to match up, let us know so we can continue this conversation in the comments. Until tomorrow, everybody. Wait, I'm at the Facebook Mom's part. Got it. Don't worry, it all works out.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.